All right, welcome to HAZCAR Cup Series, Talladega. We're back. Let me just check sound. Operational. Okay. Well, on the pole today is Kyle Larson with Ross Chastain on the outside. Up back in row 2, Joey Logano lines up beside Martin Truex Jr. In row 3, Tyler Reddick lines up along our best pole sitter of the year so far, Chase Elliott. Our best qualifier, I should say. Ryan Blaney lines up alongside William Byron. And Brad Keselowski lines up alongside Kyle Busch. Further back, we got Ty Gibbs, Todd Gilliland, Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, Josh Berry, Chris Buescher, Alex Bowman, Christopher Bell, Noah Gragson, Chase Briscoe, wow, AJ Allmendinger, Austin Cindric, Michael McDowell, Carson Hocevar, Eric Jones, Riley Herbst, Daniel Suarez, Anthony Alfredo, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Corey LaJoie, Justin Haley, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Preece, David Reagan, John Hunter Nemechek, excuse me, Daniel Hemrick, Zane Smith, Harrison Burton, Austin Dillon, and Kaz Gralla lines up last, as always.
Drivers, to your cars.
Now, we know how it went last week. Ross Chastain won Texas. The week before that, won Bristol. So Ross Chastain has got himself 2 wins currently and sits 20th in points. So he's got himself all the way from the bottom to the top. Meanwhile, after Texas's penalties, Brad Keselowski has dropped all the way to last in points. He's received the harshest penalty so far this season, and it very much shows. For those of you who need a bit of a refresh, Brad Keselowski received excuse me, a 25-point dock, a 1-place penalty, and 3 penalty points. Normally, that would have had him down, but not all the way down. Unfortunately, 3 penalty points will get you a 50-point penalty. So really, he lost 75 points in one race. Mind you, Jimmy Johnson also received penalties. He received 15-point docks and 2 penalty points. RFK and Legacy Motor Club will receive the following a 40-point dock and a 15-point dock respectively at the end of the season. And Todd Gilliland was penalized for holding up Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman, altering the race outcome and practically handing Ross Chastain the win. So for that, he received a 3-place penalty and was docked 5 points. This week in Talladega, everything has a chance to change. Keselowski could win this. Gilliland could win this. Johnson could even win it. All those penalized people could make a huge step forward in fixing their penalties right then and there. Now, away from our penalties, let's just look at Ross Chastain. He's had good speed in qualifying recently. He's had good speed during the races. He clearly shows some good runs on the super speedways. He has shown, really, he's been at the front of the field every time during the super speedway. Never really in the midfield. I think Ross Chastain will be a major contender today in Talladega here in Alabama. I mean, I like Trackhouse. I like Chastain. And I think the Busch Light car looks great. So, I mean, there's no reason why this shouldn't be a great race. Now, is the starts going to be slow like yesterday? Yeah. Yeah. But is it going to be a great race here in Alabama with all these fans in attendance, as we can see? Look at all these people here to watch the race in Talladega. So, it's going to be a great race. We're going to love it. I have a strong gut feeling that we could see a great finish here for the win. As we hand things off to our Grand Marshal.
Drivers, start your engines! Is that okay?
Okay then. And so there they go. They're off of pit road. Burton already to the pit stall, and Kez Gralla a slow start off of pit road. So Burton's got problems, as it seems. But this could give him a big advantage on the start. Because yeah, now he's starting last. But if he holds himself up on the exit of pit road, he could do a Kyle Busch-esque restart. Don't know what Ross Chastain is doing, but Rossi. Someone spun. It's Burton. Burton has spun. So, I think Todd Gilliland might be headed to pit road to start this race. Or Michael McDowell, my apologies. But, no, he's not. Burton definitely is, though. His engine's gone. Here we go. In Talladega, Kyle Larson and Ross Chastain with Truex and Logano behind him will lead us to the green flag. The Aaron's 499. So Burton does not start the race. As we're side by side, already 3 wide on the back stretch. Larson and Chastain holding tight. That bottom lane has already formed. Tyler Reddick with Byron and Hamlin. Of course, Hamlin, his car owner, he's going to want to work with him. Excuse me. Look at Brad Keselowski not too far back with his driver Buescher right in front of him. And there they go, and they're 3 wide for the lead. Byron, Reddick, and Larson. Man, imagine if that was the finish. Of course, Talladega is a very fun track. Oh man, look at Michael McDowell there in the back. He's already suffering. I don't know what Harrison Burton was doing. I think that's going to be a penalty. Before the race even starts, getting a penalty, that's ridiculous. There's Keselowski and Bell on the bottom. Look, Byron holds them off just for 1 lap. Alas, Bell is gonna get it. Man. So we're kind of just running 4 wide with no major issues here. I mean, look at them. They're all gridded up. They're chilling. I think once they might accidentally go 5 wide like we saw in the pot race. But until that happens, there's Corey LaJoie on the bottom of his teammate Carson Hocevar. But until they make some mistake, accidentally go 5 wide, we're going to see 4 wide gridlock all the way down the field. Look at Gibbs almost going 5 wide. But alas, they save it. We have a small pack forming up in the back there. I think they're going to want to work together to get back up to these drafters. And there goes Todd Gilliland, and the caution is out. And Todd Gilliland is on his roof, the big one. Unbelievable. Everyone piled in. Very few cars get by. Buescher, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, and many others in it. As Chase Briscoe and Christopher Bell see who can get to the line first to take the lead under caution. And it looks like it's gonna be Chase Briscoe here to the line. What happened? Wow. I was just talking about a big crash, and well, we got a big crash. Todd Gilliland on his roof. What happened? Let's go back a lap. Gilliland was on the bottom behind Chase Briscoe. They've got Corey LaJoie ahead of them. They think, how do we want to get past him? LaJoie moves out of the way. Briscoe goes to the bottom. But he just starts to come back up. And Hocevar gets into him and he drags him up the racetrack. He flips. And that's the rest of the field gone. They got everybody. Oh, man. Oh, Buescher, a hard hit into Austin. Oh, man, Austin Dillon just taking a beating. Man. Truex nowhere to go, has to hit the 51. Justin Haley. What? Man, Austin Dillon's taking a beating. Look at this. Think you're clear, but no. Guys in front of you, they just check up. They hit a guy. And then you get hit by Busher. You think, okay, maybe now I'm safe. And nope, another guy hits you. Chase Elliott. Just crazy wreck here. As we're under caution, everyone's on pit road. Ross Chastain, I think, was one of the few guys to make it out of there scot-free, so let's see. Kyle Larson comes into his pit stall. I think he also got out of there relatively unscathed. But just look at that. The 17 is out. Who's that? Wait, who's in that stall? Todd Gilliland is out. Whatever. Let's see. Currently no retirements yet. Oh wait, no, this is the fastest lap. There we go. So far, retirements are looking like David Reagan, Alex Bowman, Todd Gilliland, Bubba Wallace. I would assume Kyle Busch, unless he manages to get his car going off of pit road. Chris Buescher, Martin Truex, John Hunter Nemechek, and Justin Haley. So Bell gets off of pit road ahead of Chase Briscoe. So that fight to the line by the 14 was pretty much pointless. Okay, Kyle Busch gets it off of pit road. The 16, AJ Allmendinger and Kyle Busch, they're lap down. Oh, Busch is going back down pit road. So Bell, it'll be the car in control of the restart. We're one lap to green. Man, that was a big crash. Alright, a few drivers got out of that unscathed, really. It's Allmendinger on the bottom. I think he's looking to go back down pit road. He's staying below the line. Here they are. Double file. Allmendinger going to the pits. Put Kyle Busch behind Austin Dillon. Oh, never mind. No, he's still going down pit road. As we wait for the green flag, pace cars in. Christopher Bell and Chase Briscoe in front of Daniel Suarez and Riley Herbst lead the field back to the green flag. I think now we're going to see a big separation in the field as these guys were the only two to really get out of there fully unscathed, the only competitive guys. The rest of them, they got caught up in that wreck a little bit at least. Suarez down at the bottom of Chase Briscoe, but without the boost from everyone else behind him, it's just not going to work. He's got Tyler Reddick behind him now. Reddick down to the bottom. Reddick gets past Briscoe and Suarez. There's Joey Logano with Anthony Alfredo. They're 3 wide for third. There's Denny Hamlin, Reddick's car owner. There's Reddick down to the inside of Bell, with Hamlin behind him. Who do you help here? If you're Denny Hamlin, who do you help? Do you go for your teammate or do you go for your driver? If I were him, I'd say neither. Head down to the inside, which is exactly what he's doing. Said Tyler's got to work for that win on his own. I'm not going to push him to it. As they go 4 wide with Ryan Blaney for the lead. Bell way out behind now. Remember, stage 1 ends lap 23. Stage 2 lap 48. Denny Hamlin way up high to try to get around Reddick. Zane Smith on the bottom to try to overtake Eric Jones for second place. There's Jimmy Johnson, Jones' teammate. Johnson way out on the bottom, but he has no pusher, no help whatsoever. But it still looks like he's going to get by. There's Kyle Larson now. And that 84 Toyota. Here goes Larson, Logano, and Hamlin, all synchronously. All simultaneously, that's the word. Going down at the bottom. As Logano gets hang up to dry by Denny Hamlin. And Kyle Larson goes to overtake the Spire 71, Zane Smith. Big 4 wide here. Not anymore. There's Denny Hamlin. He's up there. Ryan Blaney sticking in the lead. The Fords at the super speedways, they're doing real good. They're double filed. Larson to the bottom. Hamlin to the top. Reddick to the bottom. Reddick to the middle. Chase Briscoe on his inside as they're side by side. Kyle Larson gets ahead of Ryan Blaney. As they're now 3 wide for the lead, Anthony Alfredo on the bottom. They're 3 wide all the way down in this lead pack. The 7, Corey LaJoie on the back of Eric Jones. Don't wreck him. Big pack here. Can they get it done? Alfredo in the lead. Ross Chastain behind the 7. Now down the inside. They're 4 wide for 4th. Or for 2nd. They're 4 wide there for 2nd place. And for 3rd. They're 4 wide, couple rows back. There's AJ Allmendinger. He's about to get overtaken by the lead pack. Chastain almost gets past Alfredo, but his teammate Suarez goes down to the bottom with help from Jimmy Johnson and Zane Smith. As Zane Smith wants to go down the inside of Jimmy Johnson, but he just can't find the room. Daniel Suarez now to the inside of Anthony Alfredo. Chase Elliott and AJ Allmendinger are going to cause problems, though. They chose the outside to take. They didn't know where else to go. They could have taken 3 lanes. They chose the bottom. As Elliott goes up. Elliott's not really great at being lapped traffic. They're not holding the whole field up. As they moved both simultaneously to the outside to give those drivers a chance down the inside. As most of these drivers get by pretty well, Anthony Alfredo remains in the lead. Austin Dillon holding up the way for Zane Smith and Ross Chastain among everyone else. For right now, though, Anthony Alfredo, he's going to lead. It's not going to be long before everyone else gets back up. Jimmy Johnson is looking to pass Alfredo, but without a push from anyone else, it's not going to work. So let's look back at our Ross Chastain and Bell combo here. There's Denny Hamlin, Bell's teammate. Do you stick behind your teammate? You do. He sticks behind Christopher Bell, then goes and takes a draft with a push from Joey Logano down the inside, 3 wide for 3rd. Now, they are faster, but by how much is the question? It's really only by a mile or 2 per hour every corner. So it's going to take a hot minute before they catch up. And until they do, I don't think we're going to see much action. Alfredo always leading laps here at the super speedways, and there's Jimmy Johnson down the inside. It's a close side-by-side battle for the lead. Alfredo on the outside. He doesn't want to give up that position just yet. As you can see, gets around Ty Gibbs. Both of them do. The question is, how's the rest of the field gonna get around Ty Gibbs? Alfredo not letting go. Let's look back at the field. Ty Gibbs, where is he gonna go? Which lane is he gonna take? He's gonna take the top, allowing all the cars on the bottom by. There were more cars on the bottom. That is fair. Gibbs moving down. Larson now down to the bottom. Reddick gets by the cleanest. So he sports to be the first one to catch back up to Jimmy Johnson and Anthony Alfredo. Who again, Anthony is not letting go of that first place spot. He's not letting Jimmy Johnson lead any laps, or as few laps as possible. He's forcing him to the back. He's forcing him behind him. There's Tyler Reddick down the inside. Now, 6-car pack, looking to be 7 with Kyle Larson, and then everyone else coming back. When's the next lapped car? Oh, they're all the way. They're all the way in turn 2, so we'll be fine for now. Cross the line. Tyler Reddick now leads. Anthony Alfredo way down to the bottom. Reddick can't do anything about it. Anthony, I believe, has a run on him. He does. And Alfredo back to the lead. Jimmy Johnson, tries to squeeze to the bottom. Larson, way too fast for him to even render. As Larson goes on to pit road, along with a lot of other drivers here in Talladega, but right before the stage end too. So that's interesting. 2 to go in stage 1. I think Anthony Alfredo is going to get it. Maybe Tyler Reddick. Right now, Alfredo sits pretty well in the points. You know, he sits 5th in points all season long, thanks to his expertise on the super speedways. But there's Tyler Reddick and Chase Briscoe down the inside, and Briscoe's going to leave Reddick out to dry. So, excuse me. Oh my god. Zane Smith could even get a stage win here. And they're all heading down pit road. Right before stage 1 is over, they head down pit road, which practically hands Tyler Reddick a stage win. 1 to go in stage 1. Doesn't matter anymore. On the back stretch, Reddick, slow. Bell, not. Bell, on the inside with Joey Logano. They look to pass Tyler Reddick. Reddick had no draft, no push, no anything. He had no advantage in any way, shape, or form. Christopher Bell and Joey Logano. They're all pitting. Oh my lord, they're all pitting. Zane Smith. Who's behind them? Who's on the lead lap behind them? I think it's Corey LaJoy. I think Corey LaJoy is going to win stage 1. Corey LaJoy gets it. What a strange set of strategy calls from the entire field here. I mean, this is just ridiculous. But at least no one's gonna go down pit road under caution, right? I think the fuel might not have lasted. I think that's what was the problem. Is that the fuel didn't last. Oh, we've got a bit of a pile up under the caution. Brad Keselowski has to coast to his pit stall. Everyone else is down pit road. Where's the pace car? Chase Elliott's retired. As Bell, Logano, and Ryan Blaney line up behind Corey LaJoie with Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez, and Ryan Preece with shades of Jimmy Johnson. And of course, Riley Herbst way there in the 15. And so Anthony Alfredo went from the lead to the very back of Kyle Larson. Unfortunate here. As we're double file, Corey LaJoie currently leading. There they are, off the corner. Pace car goes on a pit road. I don't know how, but Corey LaJoie is leading. So Corey LaJoie and Christopher Bell with Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano, the two teammates behind them. They're going to bring us all the way to the green flag here in Alabama. Stage 2 is underway. Bell with an early jump on Corey LaJoie. So we're going to see, you know, we may see another major strategy call, set of strategy calls at the end of stage 2 if the interval between laps is the same. I think it's a little bit shorter than stage 1. Right, we're currently at 21 to go. In the stage, I think under caution they saved a couple, like a lap or two of fuel, and in the shorter stage. So we should see a proper finish for stage 2 and stage 3, like in the actual race. Oh my God, what is with me today? Excuse me. But that's just a very strange set of calls that gave Corey LaJoie a win there, or a stage win. So Bell on the back stretch, Hamlin and LaJoie, we're all rather single file right now. Not quite sure why. I mean, you're at Talladega, you don't necessarily go single file. You want to push. But let's look at LaJoie. Is Corey LaJoie gets passed by Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell's teammate. Almost no. They don't do it. He doesn't do it. He doesn't have the push from Blaney. Blaney's kind of just leaving him, hanging him out to dry there. But they go into the backstretch. Hamlin now gets passed with Ryan Blaney as well. Suarez and all these other guys, they're just struggling to get up. Hamlin now uses the draft to get ahead of Bell. And it looks like Blaney's going to do the same. Going to draft him in the corner. They're going to get right past him. I think LaJoie might follow suit. It looks like Johnson and Suarez are getting back up. Hemrick is somehow in the top 10. Beats me, but we're gonna keep you on this camera for now. We'll keep our eye on Jimmy Johnson. Actually, we'll keep our eye on Denny Hamlin. Scratch that. Ryan Blaney. I like Ryan Blaney. As we come back from a short break, and Jimmy Johnson, Daniel Suarez, and Ryan Preece have done what we thought they would, and bunched up with this lead field though. Denny Hamlin's still leading. Oh my lord! I'm so sorry. I don't know what's with me right now. Now Bell, Hamlin's teammate, with Jimmy Johnson, Toyota teammate. And he goes for the pass on Hamlin, and he's going to make it stick. Right now, if there's anyone that needs a win more than the other, if we look between Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell, it's Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin is in 25th place, below the bubble, let alone the cutoff line. But he's not even on the bubble. Stenhouse goes to the top, lets the whole field by. Good move by Stenhouse. Good sportsmanship by Stenhouse. Every lap car can do that. As Hamlin goes back to the lead. He desperately needs a win here. I mean, same could go for Corey LaJoie, but we all know Corey LaJoie is not going to be a championship contender. Hamlin absolutely will be, should nothing go wrong. But it's Denny Hamlin. Something's going to go wrong. The Spire cars, especially the white ones. So Cars and Hocevar is a mixed batch, but Smith and LaJoie are constant threats on the super speedways. I mean, these guys are just single file, maybe double file, but it's a small lead field here. Ross Chastain falling back, and then there's these guys. And then there's Hocevar with Gibbs and Larson. I mean, look at the 8 and the 45, the 43, the 14, and the 71 have all retired. I assume it had something to do with that pile up under caution. But hey, you know what that just means? That just means that we're looking at a bit more of a competitive and less luck-based finish. Gotta love that, right? Lap 36 is completed. We are now just 12 to go. Stage 2. See, I'm seeing a pattern. They end up single file in the back stretch. And then they'd make dives into turn 3. Sometimes it works, like with Corey LaJoie here. Sometimes it doesn't. Like we just saw with Ryan Blaney. So, Hamlin leads Bell and Blaney here in Talladega. Blaney out of the inside. Blaney goes the inside of Christopher Bell. So did Corey LaJoie. He follows behind. We got lap traffic. As we come to just 10 to go on the stage. There they go around the lap cars. Kez Gralla moves up in front of Christopher Bell and Jimmy Johnson. Not sure what that's about. Now, McDowell holds up LaJoie. It's just Hamlin and Blaney for stage 2. Remember, Denny Hamlin last week in Texas was a lap down. Did not have a good finish. Today, he's looking to take a full win. There's not much Blaney can do, and it's just him and Hamlin out there. You know, him in the 11. It's difficult for the 12 to make a move. He's gonna kind of have to just sit behind him. And wait, really. Now Bell and LaJoie side by side behind them. As Hamlin and Blaney come to 8 to go in stage 1. And yes, there are 24 cars on track. They're just so very incredibly spread out. Hamlin got the speed over Blaney. So Blaney just gotta sit and watch as the Hamlin, as the 11, cruises for another 7 laps to the green and white checker. Or will he? Ryan Blaney says, no thank you, I'm looking for a stage win, not a runner-up. Goes to the inside of Denny Hamlin. Hamlin, though, with a bit more speed on that outside. Blaney gonna have to stick it to the middle. AJ Allmendinger in the way. But Hamlin slows down with him. AJ not sure where to go. Blaney down to pit road. So does LaJoy and Johnson. So now it's just Denny Hamlin out there. But I have a feeling he's going to pit either this lap or next. He's slowing. He's out of fuel. Denny Hamlin has run out of fuel in turn 3. So it was a fuel issue. That's why we're pitting so early. Look at all the cars down laps. But now Hamlin gonna end up down a lap. Everyone else gonna get those laps back. Josh Berry. I think he's leading, is he not? I don't know who's leading. We'll watch for the order to change. But I think Blaney's gonna get back to it. LaJoy and Bell behind. But LaJoy not quite with the speed that Bell's got. As Hamlin loses the lead from a late pit stop. Ran out of fuel. Ryan Blaney is in the lead. Blaney around Larson. Bell and LaJoy trying their absolute hardest to get up to the 12. I don't know if they're gaining on him or not. But regardless, I don't think it's going to be enough. Even if they're making time up, I don't think it's going to be enough. And so with just 4 to go in stage 1 now, I think Ryan Blaney's going to come home with it. As we look where Denny Hamlin is. He's in 5th now. He's behind Jimmy Johnson. Man, Bell charging up to the 12. Look at how close he's gotten. LaJoy unable to keep up with the 20's pace. Now the 20 and the 12 go high around Ty Gibbs. Now just 3 to go in stage 2. Around into turn 1. Bell immediately gets by Blaney. Look, Bell is here to make a statement that he deserves to be here. That he deserves a chance at this championship. The young driver of the 20, he's never had it played nice with him. So, yeah, of course. Bell's making a statement here, people. But without the draft, I don't know how he's maintained that speed that Ryan Blaney is getting with draft, but I think he's got a bit of a more aerodynamic nose than 12, and that's what's giving him that slight extra speed, of course. Kill me. The 12 still looking to gain on Bell. Now 2 to go in stage 1. Now just one to go in stage 2. Bell, Blaney. Who's gonna get it? Someone took a ride through the dirt. Blaney, his teammate, helping him get by the 20. That is legal. The 2 was simply attempting to be lapped by the 20 and the 12 in fair fashion, but I think it's going to be close for a stage here. But if it's not, then it looks like Ryan Blaney is going to lead Christopher Bell to the yellow flag. He wins stage 1, or stage 2, by 0.07 of a second. We're all on pit road here. Let's go to the pace car, though. Blaney off first. Then LaJoy, Cindric, Jimmy Johnson, Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Preece, Daniel Suarez, Daniel Hemrick, Anthony Alfredo, and Brad Keselowski make up the top 10, top 20. The only other 2 cars on the lead lap is Joey Logano and Riley Herbst. Other than that, you've got lapped cars, and only lapped cars. What's the 4 doing? Josh, what are we doing? I think his car just blew up. Oh well. Josh Berry is going to make a trip down pit road. As we line up in our order in which we exited pit road, it is 23 cars out there. Who's in 23rd? Ty Gibbs is in last place currently. Actually, no. No, who's in 24th currently? Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon sits in last place, 3 laps down. Lap traffic goes to the back of the field. And they order themselves by their own position within the laps. Larson ahead of Cindric. Larson, then Gregson. Then Cindric, then Allmendinger. Can the 34 move? Why are we causing complications? Anyways, this is our entire lead lap field ahead of ahead of Ty Larson. McDowell, move. Or yeah, Gregson, just go around him. Man. Glad we've got a long track like Talladega to deal with all this nonsense. We're still gonna start on time, hopefully. Look at that, they're double file, they're in their lanes, they just need to catch up to the rest of the field. Ryan Blaney and Zane Smith, currently your leaders. Or Corey LaJoy. Is it it's Corey LaJoy. Okay, I've been saying the right guy this whole time. It's not Zay Smith. Oh my lord! Can I stop burping on live stream? Jesus. And so right at the end of the yellow flag sequence, right at the last second, the lapped cars get up to the lead lap cars. As we come to the restart zone, Ryan Blaney and Corey LaJoy with Jimmy Johnson and Christopher Bell behind them. They lead us to the green flag. Stage 3 underway. This race is about to get finished. This race is about to be incredible for the win here. Hopefully these three guys don't just pull away from everyone else and they can stay up in a bit of a competitive field of 10-ish cars. That would be what I want to see. That's what I would like to see here. I mean, stage 2 had a fun finish, but too strategy based. Suarez falling behind. Suarez is fading fast. No, Suarez is sticking up as best as he can. He's got Daniel Hamrick behind him now, as well as Ryan Preece and Joey Logano, so... He's got enough to stay up just with the field. And so it seemed like we still needed to pit in stage 2. We'll see if we need to pit in stage 3. We saw Ryan Blaney. The stage was just not long enough for Bell to go the distance on the field he had. So Johnson back up in it. That's something you don't typically hear anymore, is that Johnson is up in it for the lead. But it's Talladega. That's what Talladega does. We've had just 3 cautions today, including stage cautions. 1 for that big crash in stage 1, and 2 for stages. So Blaney and Hamlin up in the front. Blaney Hamlin to the line. As we're hearing weather reports about rain maybe a couple laps away. We'll have to see. For now, weather looks clear enough. Oh my god. As we're now just 21 to go. Coming up on 20 to go. Hamlin has been dominating these 2 stages as best he can. Bell to the inside of LaJoy. Yeah, Johnson's in it for the lead, but he's not really in it for the lead. He's just in that lead field with some good draft. That's really all it is. It's still Bell, LaJoy, and Hamlin, your main contenders for the win. As we're seeing rain nearby in actual Talladega, seeing some dark clouds in the distance. We may see rain. And so Blaney giving the legend of Johnson a push up to Corey LaJoie. Still stays behind him, but now goes to the bottom. 3 wide for second and double file for first. Side by side for first. 3 wide for third. And, yeah. Caution. Caution is out. Rain in turn 3. Some light rain around turn 4 as well. Let's see, can they make it through without slipping? They make it through just barely. You see Suarez slides up the track. As you see, caution is out. LaJoie and Bell got Johnson behind him. Who's gonna be close for the control of the restart, or at least the control onto pit road? Whoa! And Bell gets it. So the drivers are going to be allowed down pit road once the red flag for the caution is lifted. But until it is, they're going to be ordered to stop on the back straightaway. Here towards the entrance of turn 3. We'll be back. All right. As we see the red flag be lifted. There's about a 15-minute rain delay. Something like that. We're back under pacing, under yellow. And so, drivers will, I'd assume, go down pit road to stock up on fuel. I would hope so. There we go. Some drivers are going down pit road. Blaney, wanting to gamble his strategy, he's going to stay off of pit road. Doesn't make much sense because there's not much position you can lose here with so few cars left in this race for the win. So Preece and Blaney will stay out of pit road. As we see Bell get off of pit road. And we are just one more to green. So the lap cars will let the leaders by. And other less lapped cars. Much cleaner this time. So we go double file. Excuse me. My. Ryan Preece and Ryan Blaney. Right? Yeah. Preece and Blaney lead us to the restart. And so coming into the tri-oval, the pace car is on pit road. Austin Dillon and Austin Cindric are in the back of the field. And the 20 blows up. The 20's engine goes out. Green flag in the air. The 20 going to be forced to retire. Bell has an engine problem. He's out. As we have 13 to go. Can these two Ryans, Ryan Blaney and Ryan Preece, can either of them bring it to a win today? I have confidence in Ryan Blaney. Denny Hamlin and Zane Smith behind him. Jimmy Johnson out to the top, outside of Daniel Hemrick, the Colic 31. Joey Logano up with them. Ryan Blaney and Ryan Preece called down to pit road. They're not going to do it. There was a gamble, and they took it, and it didn't go well. The 20. We're still green. The 20 is on the racing surface. As they're coming by, still no yellow. I don't think there's gonna be a caution. There we go. The 20 ends up on pit road. No caution. Corey LaJoie gets past Denny Hamlin. The 20's out of the race. What for, though? A clutch failure. And as Corey LaJoie leads with 11 to go, we've lost pretty much every possible leader we could have that we would expect to be leading the race. Ross Chastain, don't know what happened to him. I think he's out of the race. He is Ross Chastain, retired with a camshaft issue. The 36, retired with an ignition problem. Several mechanical failures. Corey LaJoie and Denny Hamlin are left to joust at the front of the field for a win now that Ryan Blaney and Ryan Preece are out of the question and Christopher Bell has pitted, has gone out. It seems like at the main super speedways, Daytona and Talladega, our front runners still managed, one of them, to squeeze out a win against the back markers, which we've seen win at the other super speedways, or our midfield Michaels like Chase Briscoe and Zane Smith, who have wins under their belts at super speedways. There's Jimmy Johnson on the inside of Zane Smith. Or Zane Smith. Of Corey LaJoie. I don't know, how many times have I called Corey LaJoie Zane Smith by now? But Johnson, looking to catch Hamlin to score an improbable win here at Talladega. And here we go. They're back up to Denny Hamlin. 7 to go. 8 to go. Sorry. Johnson now. Into turn 3. And Jimmy Johnson looks to the lead on Denny Hamlin. But Hamlin's got a pusher. Johnson's left out to dry. And Hamlin still leads. Hamlick, LaJoy, Suarez, Hemrick, and Johnson. That's your top 5. Then it's Joey Logano. Then Brad Keselowski. Then Anthony Alfredo. Then Ryan Preece and Ryan Blaney. Preece and Blaney, who were potential leaders, ended up now almost a lap down. Now Smith and Hamlin side by side. Smith. LaJoy and Hamlin side by side. Now Jimmy Johnson behind Zane Smith on the inside with just 5 laps to go in Talladega here in Alabama. It looks like we're going to send it to the outside. Johnson in second. He's going to look to the bottom of Ryan Preece. Hamlin behind him. But unfortunately, he doesn't go down quick enough. Smith or LaJoy gets ahead. I don't know why I keep calling him Zane Smith, but LaJoy gets ahead. Denny Hamlin gets by as well. Now, Denny Hamlin to first. But wait, there's Ryan Blaney. Alright, here we go. No more dilly-dallying. 2 laps to go in Talladega. Denny Hamlin and Corey LaJoy fighting fiercely for the lead. There's Denny Hamlin now. He's going to get past. Two lap cars, Ryan Blaney and Ryan Preece, preventing the 99 and the 31 from getting any higher than they are right now. They're going to have to settle for 3rd and 4th. But as the 11 slows down due to lack of draft or push, the 7 is going to look to get up to him. But the 12 and the 41 are in the way. Now 1 lap to go. Here in Talladega. And I don't think it's going to be LaJoy. I think Denny's going to get home with the win here. Incredible stuff from the 11. There's Ryan Preece and Ryan Blaney side by side. Maybe Suarez can pull off some magic here in the last corner. Unbelievable. The 11 unexpectedly gets through the big one. And can you believe what you just saw? Denny Hamlin, coming off of the Tri-Oval, will win the Aaron's 499 in Talladega.